And this looks very realistic.
I don't see any peanuts. Where's the peanuts?
Sorry, I got to fly the plane and be the flight attendant at the same time.
Only when you sit on a tarmac for 3 hours, they might bring you water.
You got to pay extra for the peanuts. All right, this is absolutely amazing. It looks so realistic.
And Aaron, just let me know, like, the nice thing about teaching in the simulator, you know, we're a sim-based program here, so we start all our students out on the simulator. The great thing about it is we got a pause button and a volume button. So, you know, when you're flight instructing and you're out there for 6-7 hours at a time, speaking over the loud engine noise, wind, gets tedious. So being able to come in here on a flight instructor, you know, in the simulator and have the air conditioning, if we need to hit the pause button to kind of explain a concept, is great. Also having that volume button where I can kind of make the engine go up and down. So in flight, if there's something that I want you to kind of see or hear that we do to the engine that, you know, changes that tone where I really want you to like audibly hear it, not necessarily just like the visual component of it, it's easy to just drop that volume down and the student can hear and kind of pick up on those little clues that may not be just, you know, visually, but something, that audible sound. Is something wrong with the engine? Are we going faster, slower? Are we climbing or descending? Just based on the sound of what the engine's doing. So it gives them a lot more insight, you know, and just increases their situational awareness. And at the end of the day, it really increases the safety where they can start picking up on those like auditory clues that, you know, a lot of time early on in flight training, if you start out on the plane, you're just so task saturated just to begin with, just the act of flying it. They just aren't picking up on all that little stuff. So to be able to kind of slow things down and kind of really focus like, hey, here's something that we do. And if you listen, you're going to hear the engine, you know, if we turn the mag down, we're going to hear like just a little tiny change in the engine sound, and we're going to see an RPM difference.
And that's exactly what you're looking for when you're testing that before takeoff.
Right. So we're sitting here. I think we're on runway, what is it, probably 20 to center at Nashville International, I think. So if we want, we can just take off. So
yeah, let's take off, do one flying. Circle, and then I'm going to let James jump in.
Yeah, I'll teach him how to fly.
It's so realistic. We're actually moving. The aircraft feels very much like you're going upward.
Right. So you can feel this simulator's full motion. It's 1 of 2 in the state of Georgia. So it actually has pitch, yaw, and roll. And it's just flight characteristics. So it is full motion. So when you pull the nose up, you can feel that we are, you know, in a climb, not just seeing the visual effects changing. But we can also feel that if we put on the rudder pedals, we can feel the plane yawing, both left and right. So it gives the student a really good opportunity to kind of experiment with some things where, you know, you get in a plane, you're unfamiliar with it, you know, especially if you're not like super mechanical, where you may end up, you know, not fully, you know, deflecting a control surface ever in your flight training, or, you know, even just flying day to day. But being in the simulator, and where if you wanted to, you could really, you know, go full left or like really stomp down on a rudder and make a little bit more aggressive control, just because, you know, the risk is a lot lower in a sim. It's just good for them to experience that and see what the aircraft is doing, and, you know, be comfortable with that. And so know that when they get in the aircraft, if they ever have to make, you know, a little bit more of a, you know, standard than usual control input, they're not afraid to do that, and they've kind of experienced what the effect of that is on the flight.
See, when I was flying many years ago, they had none of this. If I wanted to experiment with some maneuver, I had to do it in a real airplane. This takes a lot of the anxiety out, and plus it's bound to be a lot more cost effective, so you can get a large amount of your training without actually being in the air. You can really fine tune your skills, and then when you do go in the air, you're much